Morning. Since my illness with COVID last year, I've been unable to drive. They won't let me drive, which is doing my nutting. But I've got to get out on the board now. I haven't been out for months, so I've packed up my lightest board, which is a 2 bare feeter, certainly with the lighter pump, and I've got a Curok bag there. And I'm going to take the bus. I'm going to go paddleboarding on the bus. I'm not going to be paddleboarding on the bus though. But where am I going to? Don't go anywhere.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I'll show you the plan on the map to the side there. So I'm heading to Teignmouth. I've looked at the conditions. I was going to go Dawlish, but you've got to check the conditions always. And looking at all the webcams, it looks like there's surf coming in at Teignmouth, so we're going to have a look at that in a minute. That's going to be no good then, so I've got to go back beach, which was always going to be sort of midpoint. If I'm paddleboarding home, then I can get picked up at Passage House. That's the plan. So I'm kind of doing a bit of a circuit, and it makes it interesting as well to do something like this, because it kind of puts it to the test of the flexibility and the benefits of having the ice up compared to the hard sup. I've done a few circuits before where I've just gone down, walked somewhere, pumped up, gone across, come back in. But the one thing it really does make you think about is all the gear you're gonna have to take with you, because it's not like when you're in the car you can just chuck it all in the back and then sort it out when you get there and make your mind up. You've got to take it with you, but at the same time you don't take too much stuff to be lugging around. So anyway, haven't paddleboarded for way too long now, but still loving paddleboarding, so I've got to get out and do it. One thing I will say is, sitting here at Johnny bus stop, it does make it seem more exciting waiting for a bus than normal. I don't use a bus very often, but I'm really looking forward to going paddleboarding. I know I'm going to get into Teignmouth and it's going to be a traipse across the town. Might get a sneaky oggy, you never know. Will it be open by then? Will the oggy shops be open? Who knows? I'm going into a world of mystery and intrigue, folks, and you're joining me on this journey. Yeah, never before will a trip from back beach Teignmouth to wherever, never has it been quite such a journey, you know. It's like, it feels like the tiniest adventure. It's good, isn't it? It's like that little high-pitched voice I did then. I did. 3 quid. That's right, isn't it? So from on top of the bus, folks, I can now, on a double decker, I can get some really good views of where we're going to be hitting the water in a minute. And check out, is the tide going to be high or low? It's going to be low, isn't it? We all know that. Let's have a look. There you go. Let's zoom in on that. Well, it's pretty much empty as you get up past Red Rock, but there's plenty of water in Red Rock, so I might have to check my plan a little bit there and ask for someone to pick me up in Bishop, because although I'll be back over here, and I'll show you on the map where we're talking in an hour, is an hour going to be enough for that to fill up with water? I don't think so. So I'm probably going to be heading back to Luxton Steps, something like that, and then traipse up through to the car park. So that's the plan I've got. So you know, you can't really be quite as reactive as you would want when you're going on the bus compared to driving. But of course, one thing this bus does for 3 quid is you can get dropped off. This is from Newton Abbot to Exeter. You can get dropped off anywhere along the way. So I could have got dropped off at Teignmouth, Dawlish Warren, I think Star Cross as well. So I could do the estuary, I could do the run from Dawlish Warren back to Dawlish, or even Dawlish back to Teignmouth, or even the whole lot back to the passage house inn if I was so inclined. There's a stiff breeze out there today, but it will be in my back, and of course today is head of a dart day for all the keen suppers, and I know that I'm guessing my mate Richard Perris will be out doing that race today, and those guys are going to have a real tough time of it, and they will say, yeah, you're right, when they go and watch this video when they get home, from Stoke Gabriel, or from just up from Bow Creek up from Stoke Gabriel all the way down to the Gampton Turn, as I call it. They're going to be into the wind, head on into the wind. And what those guys do when you're out there paddleboarding with these guys that are really quality paddleboarders is they hunker down a little bit, they lower their stance, they have slower, shorter strokes, and they do make a real good point of up in there. Although they got top technique on paddling, they twist the blade so that it cuts through the air perpendicular, is that right, or parallel with parallel, I suppose, with the way that they're going, so they don't get so much wind resistance as the paddle moves forward. So it's really clever paddleboarding there. It doesn't look blowy here at all, and I might be coming out of that path later. Okay, so I might be traipsing up there later. But on we go. In Teignmouth now, folks, and it's only just waking up, so there's no oggy shops open, which is a bit of a shame. But I had a few beers last night, and it's like, am I going to get up in the morning? And I just woke up and thought, sod it, yeah, why not? You've got to get up. The world ain't going to get up for you, is it? So here we go, folks. I was just chatting to a shortboarder who's going out in a minute, and bodyboarder in front of me. So we're at Teignmouth, of course, and there's a nice little wave coming in here, and you can see there's a little bit of power there. This bodyboarder, he's having a duck and that, and it's there's a decent little wave in here. But of course, if ever you surf here, and I've surfed it only a few times, there's all these groins you've got to worry about, and sometimes they work to the detriment, and sometimes they help you out, because you might be a surfer who's thinking, oh, I'll get that wave, but he's the other side of the groin, and you're getting it because you're this side of the groin, if you get my drift. But as you can see, a nice wave coming in there in about 2. But of course, if you were catching those waves in there by that pier, there'd be not really anywhere you could go. So because you're going to peel off left or right. So mate might be in here on the next wave. Let's have a look. I think he's sort of caught between the devil and deep blue sea. He might catch this one. Here we go. Come on, son. Go on, mate. He's in. Lovely. That's all right. Nice starter upper. On we go. Are the pasty shops open? That's the most important thing, isn't it, folks? Showden Bakery's closed for renovations. Laura Wall's not open if I wanted to buy a painting. Mini Heaven behind me, they're not open either, so I can't even get an oggy in there. The whole world is asleep. I know it's 8 o'clock. Board halfway pumped up. So what kit have I got today? Let me show you. 2 bare feet. This is a 1011, 1010 in fact. Entradia. It's great for beginners, to be fair. It's a lightweight board. It is quite rigid, getting to 15 psi. It will, if you're going into the wind, you get a bit of bounce off this edge here because it's got quite a flat nose, but that gives it good stability. It's a straightforward board. It's not a fast board. It's wide, 34 inches wide, so really wide. So I have to bend and get my self working to get that the paddle shafts vertical. Got a Curok bag there, it's better than the 2 bare feet one, a bit bigger. Nice bag actually. Starboard paddle there, it's a real nice carbon paddle, really light, and if you ever want to upgrade your paddleboard, think about upgrading your paddle first. That's the tactile part of the paddleboard. It's a really nice paddle, and that comes in a red paddleboard bag because Starboard are too tight. They've charged me £1,200 for a board and £200 for a paddle, and they want to charge me another 100 quid or 70 quid or something for a bag. So instead, get a red one for 30 quid. So there you go, folks. So mix and max job today. You got the old sea safari going out at the minute by the look of it. Amazing camouflage at the front, of course, just in case lions and tigers and bears might see them otherwise. But the water condition, you can see there's a little bit of chop out there on the water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and follow the back eddy down, right down to the bottom there, and then let the current come in. So I'll just go with the flow and just get that extra little bit of time on the water to go around there. I'm wearing actually a wetsuit today because I might go in for a swim, but I'm wearing a wetsuit. I'm thinking, should I go in for a swim? I might end up in the drink, so I'm going to wear a wetsuit. I've got a personal flotation device there because it's cold really, and I will have an ankle leash on, and people will be thinking, well, hang on, you don't have an ankle leash and a personal flotation device, that's just balmy, and it kind of isn't convention to do that when you're in a river environment. So I've got to be really just careful of the moorings and stuff from any boats, because I haven't got my waist leash with me. But there you go. It's all looking good. Just got to make sure that that bloody leash is in the bag, because I didn't see it a minute ago. It's pumping up. Of course, to finish the look off, Aquamarina fin. Why? It's a bigger fin. It's a better fin than the 2 bare feet one. You can get those online, and they fit the same fin box. Bit of sanding down just to get them in there nicely. That'll make the ball more stable, but it'll make it track better. Tracking means going a straight line. You see on this board actually, one thing they do, which is actually quite good, just putting that extra layer in there, does give it a bit more rigidity. So it's not the softest board, it's not the most rigid board in the world, but for this price it's not bad. Whew. Finally all kitted up and ready to row. Chat with a local guy that's just now going home. He's moaning about the local pasties, all kitted up, all ready to go. What a character. We call him a character. His missus probably calls him an absolute oik. Anyway, there we go, folks. Get on the water, let's do it.
It needs time to win back your love again. I will be there. I will be there. Love, only love can bring back your love someday. I will be there. I will be there.
Folks, and got the camera cover on now, so you might be able to hear me quite as well, but I've decided to stop for a bit of brekkie. Where to? Well, I'm lading up. You can see I'm lading up there, folks. Right, today I'm only going out for a morning. What about these guys that go out for weekends and stuff? Right, I'm on the salty. You're on the what? Heading the type of cider, folks. That bloke a minute ago I was chatting to, I reckon he might have been on the salty. I'm on the salty. It's an island. I'll show you on the map what it is, but years ago, I'd say in the 70s, it used to be a proper island with a bit of grass and sand and stuff on it, and a big storm came in, like the big storm, and just washed it all away, and all you're left with is a sand, a pebble bar really, that is exposed on low tide. So you can traipse around here. You're not going to disturb any birds' nests, because of course it floods every high tide, so nothing's ever nesting on here. And when you look around, you're going to find things like little winkles and cockles and even the odd oyster on here as well. So you get the sort of, you know, all the crustaceans and the shellfish and all that hang out around here, and you get loads of flatfish and things like that coming in as well over this when the tide drops in. So it's not very often you get to have brekkie on an island, but that's what I'm doing today. And then the wind will be in my tail in a minute, and we'll just get straight on up, probably up to flow point, and have a look at it there. Okay, let's do it. Let's have some brekkie first, and this stuff as well. It's called water. It's available at all good taps now.
Fight, babe, I'll fight to win back your love again. I will be there. I will be there. Love, only love can bring down the wall someday. I will be there.
Here we are, folks. We made quite good progress. Of course, I haven't been out for yonks. When I started out, I had a pain in my back, and it was like a familiar feeling that I had when I was learning the paddleboard, and I tightened up. And within 5-10 minutes, it all loosens up. If ever anyone out there is starting to learn how to paddleboard and they have trouble with lower back pain, what you need to do is you need to just get down on your knees for a moment and just release the pain on your lower back, and then your body will recalibrate itself, and then you get up and the back pain's gone. Little tip there for you. Felt that when I first started paddleboarding, but I haven't for years, and I just did then. This stretch along here, believe it or not, is really good for kingfishers, and I've seen them here several times. Underneath us now we'll be coming onto the oyster beds in a moment, and over here we've got these mussel, you can't really see them, but over here we have got mussel cages back through this area, so be mindful of those when you're paddleboarding in this vicinity. I can hear somebody coming up behind, I don't know who it is. Seen a few trains come through, guys. I'm going to try and bring you footage of those as well. Wind's in my back, better start paddling because I'm heading to shore a bit too quick. On we go. Right, folks, sooner than anticipated, we've seen something here, folks. I want you to call it out loud and proud. What is it? Note the sleek lines, the aerodynamics, the elegance that can only be, say it loud, say it proud, folks. It's a GWR, folks. Read them and weep. The saddest things for me is over there, actually, folks. That over there is called Devon Valley, I think they called it, and it was a holiday camp, and they shut it last year, and it's really sad because you go past there on a summer's evening in the school holidays and you see all the kids with the crab lines there when the tide was up, and all the mums and dads having a nice cold beer, and everyone's having a good time. And they shut it down to probably build stuff, you know, and build a few luxury apartments or whatever. There were hundreds of people there enjoying that. Hundreds of people there enjoying it every night when the sun was out and the tide was in. It was a place for people to be and to enjoy, and a simple thing, a simple way of being. You know, just going out and doing a bit of crabbing and that. And the crabs had a bit of food as well, didn't they? So everyone was a winner, babe. And it's all gone now. Someone needed to cash in, didn't they? Dirty, dirty boys, yeah. Just sometimes you need to leave things be, I think, and just, you know, maybe in that instance, they were making money out of that, weren't they? They got to have been. Why not make money and have people enjoy it at the same time? Thought for the day, folks. This doesn't happen, folks. I mean, it's quite rare, but I'm bringing you footage of another train coming through. And notice the sleek lines and the aerodynamic nature of this beast. Let's zoom right in. The designers obviously went to town and just threw the budget out the window on the front of that train. That is what we call in the trade, that's a GWR, folks. Read them and weep, folks. GWR. That one is heading southwest. Next stop, Newton Abbot. On he goes. On we go.
And try, baby, try to trust in my love again. I will be there. I will be there. And love, our love shouldn't be thrown away. I will be there.
Get back Flow Point, folks. So this is where I'm going to end my paddleboarding today. I've got arranged a lift. I'm going to go into Jack's Patch and look at their perennials, I think. Yeah. Plus the missus will pick me up from there as well. I might maybe grab a coffee even. And maybe I could look at some products by JML. I don't know. Maybe that is a step too far. Beautiful down here, absolutely perfect. If you come down the Flow Point, folks, you are allowed on the beach despite all the signs. I've told you this before. Got a public footpath coming down through here. You're allowed to, in fact it might come through that section, but the public footpath gives you access down to the water, down to the mean high water line. Signs here saying keep off, but actually you're allowed, because we've got this fella called the King, who is actually given Timoth Harbour Authority control over the waters beneath the mean high water line, and those guys say you can use the water, and you can actually, therefore, you can come up the beach probably up to that sort of mark there. You can't walk along above the top, I will give them that, like a slither going up there, but actually down here, yeah, you're fine down here when the tide's down. Over in the distance, right over there, is Luxton Steps. So that's another little beach you can get on here, which is the closest beach, proper beach, I would say, to my home. I'm about 2.5 miles away here, I'd say, from home. And although it's a pebbly old estuary beach, and I didn't go swimming today because despite it looking blue and beautiful out there, when you looked into the water it's brown and murky, so I wasn't going to go in there today. So I didn't need a wetsuit on after all, but absolutely perfect. Now for me to pack up. Thanks so much for watching, folks. If you want to join me on the water, and more importantly, if you want to give me a lift, let me know, give me a shout. But seriously, if you want to join me on the water or just tune in next time, do so. Like and subscribe, all that great fantastic YouTube stuff that they talk about. I'll put a little button up there. You can't press it, but it looks good, doesn't it? Catch this little fish jump there to say hello. Catch you guys on the paddleboard and paddleboarding. Oh, hello. Am I going to spoil you? Am I going to spoil you? Didn't have to say a word, did I? Catch you guys on the paddleboard and paddleboarding flip side.
I couldn't have said it better myself.